hello me hearties, it's just me, Scottie McClue. I thought I'd pop up and say hi to every single one of you, see how you're getting on, and wish you a very, very happy day. So there we are. I think that's very important as well. So if you could tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live just for you here on the old TikTok. Lovely to have you with us and a very, very warm welcome. We haven't managed as many pop-ups as we usually do, but there's lots and lots of lovely videos for you. So get stuck into them, watch them, because they're made with love just for you. All right? So watch all the videos and share them as well. There's some great fun stuff there. Whole variety of things. One of the problems I've found about being right across social media, several platforms, very high numbers coming in. Not as high as we'd like. We'd like much higher numbers. But make sure you follow, and you'll see a link in the bio for the YouTube channel. Get on there and subscribe. Very important as well. All sorts of marvellous things. And I'd like you to watch a lot of the videos here on the TikToks. As I say, they're made specially for you. Dinky do. There's Sophia saying hello. Hello, Sophia. How lovely to have you with us. And Dinky do from Scottie McClue this morning. Tell 10 to tell 10. Jennifer has joined us, Morgan's joined us, Jamie's joined us. There we are, lot of people. Susan's joined us as well. How amazing is that? Lexus has joined us, Lexus Mo. There we are. And we are, of course, international. We're worldwide, so everybody can come and see us right now. Morning, Lord Duke of the Dundee, Onion Badgie in Australia. How lovely to have you with us. You are amazing. That is absolutely fantastic, Onion Badgie. Dinky do. So there we are. Time traveller, absolutely. I am with you all the way. I'm a time traveller, well over 1,000 years old. Hi from Derry in Ireland. Are you having a lovely time in Derry? And of course, the 12th of July. Does that ring a bell, or does nobody bother? That's what I'd be interested in. This guy has lost the plot, says the truth. The truth, I hope you get the plot back. There we are. Where did you lose it? Go down to your local police station. Sometimes these things are handed in. Fantastic. Hi from Northumberland, says Ravens of the North. Good morning from Renfrew, big man. Lovely to have you with us, Dinky Doo. Alex has shared the live. Alex, thank you for that. Everybody should share the live. Everybody should watch the videos. Nobody with a TikTok account should not be subscribing and following. I tell you, hi Scottie, says Carol. Hi Carol, Dinky Doo. I say to you, 12th is a hate fest. Don't get involved. It's below you, Scottie. Right. I would agree with that. I don't know about the hate fest. Pardon me, sorry. A little bit of a crumb there. I don't know about the hate fest, but I don't think we should be getting involved. I think the whole thing should centre around the Boyne, and there shouldn't be any walking. They also need to take King William off their banners, because he was a bad, bad, bad man. Very bad man. So there we are. A dinky do. Now, what have we got here? Very good notification. What a wee laugh. And a wee warning for you that yours is going to end actually now. There we are. Lovely. That's fantastic. We like all that. Alex has shared. Dinky do. The one I like is when they say some of the comments have been filtered to protect the community. That means that the wee trolls have been booted down the Swanee. Wonderful stuff. Now then, who else have we got here this morning? Adam's joined us. Dinky do, Adam. Are you to win? I see, yes, £1 to win. There it is there. Isn't that beautiful? Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. The wee trolls have been booted down the Swanee. Also, it can mean some people just type faster than expected. Yes, there could be a bit of that. Are you real? Says Nick Aviation. Nick Aviation, of course I'm real. I'm probably the realest thing about the planet right now. Yes, absolutely. So not a hate fest, burning flags and effigies, chanting sectarian songs, hate abounding. Is that right, Ross? Ah, is that what they do? Is your real name a plane? Yes, yes, my real name is a plane. Absolutely. I am known as Mr. Spitfire. I loved you on the radio back in the 90s. Total legend. Lindsay, these were great, great days. Sadly gone in this country at the moment, and they'll be gone for a while longer because the present mob we've got in will not want free speech. So I'm afraid we're going to have to just get by. There we are you real? Says Michelle. Oh, Michelle, I'm real. It's me. Isn't that fantastic? Did you do, Scottie? Say hello to the lovable lassie on the big switchboard. Taxi man. The lovable lassie on the big switchboard. And remember when a guy stood in for it was the wizard of the big switchboard. The lovable lassie was amazing, incredible. I'm still in touch with her. How are you? Says Michelle. Michelle, amazing. Lovely to have you with us. And a big dinky do. It's just a quick pop-up to say hi to everybody. So there you go. Filter comments similar to those. Flag bar community, isn't that beautiful? Liam's followed us. There we are. Scottie, do you mind? Yes, I do, Mrs. Lannery. I remember her very well. Absolutely. Dinky do, says Michelle. How are you? Says Liam. We're very good, Liam. Thank you for asking. I'm going to go in a few minutes. I've got 2 more minutes with you, and then we'll see what's happening. But get following. Fit like Scottie, says Scottish lad. Hello, Scottish lad. Fit like yourself. Who's your do's? Are you chaffing awa? And that's what I say. Don't forget to wear your hat and coat. Oh, Johnsy, always keep your hat and coat on if you're going out for the night. Hello, good morning, says Darius. Think you do, Darius? Scottie McClue, one of the best to ever do it. You're very kind. Yes, the king of talk radio. Without overstepping the line, what's your religious persuasion, Scottie? My religious persuasion is I'm a universalist. There we are. I'm a child of the universe. I tell you. Bye, says Michelle. Bye, Michelle. Have a lovely, lovely day. Dinky do. I'm so glad that we popped up. Just chaffing a while, Scottie, says Scottish lad. Scottish lad, I'm that pleased to hear it. That's what it's about. You've got to just chaff a while and enjoy yourself. Chaffing a while. Chaffing a while. Did I say chaffing away? I think I anglicised it a little bit. It would, of course, be chaffing a while. Bye, says Liam. Bye, Liam. Take great care of yourself and have a lovely day. Who's just followed me there? KLS, thank you for that. Spain or England? What, football? Dinky do, come on, England. Why no YouTube live stream? Hadn't been well, little astronaut. So there we are. So we haven't managed that. And also, I'm not actually in the studio at the moment. Can't get into the studio at the moment. We're doing it up. What do you think's the nicest train station in Scotland? Oh, Mrs. Lannery, you've got me there. We love Glasgow Central. And we love Fort Matilda on the Glasgow to Gourock line, the old Caledonian Railway route. Fort Matilda, that's a beauty. But I think Glasgow Central is obviously a big favourite for me. Nicest train station in Scotland. Where else have we got? Dundee's quite nice, is it not? Wemyss Bay. There you are, Mrs. Lannery. Wemyss Bay Station. We'll go for that one. Scottie McClue, dinky do, how are you? Are you still on the radio? I miss listening to you. Used to listen the way home from work at night. No, we're not on at the moment, John. But that can all change. The Waverley too is nice. She's lovely. Oh, Edinburgh Waverley. I thought you meant the boat. Edinburgh Haymarket. I'm trying to think of the big attraction for Edinburgh Haymarket. But I see where you're coming from. Yes, absolutely. Carrua. Now, I've been to Carrua and I walked to Loch Ossian and then came back to Carrua and we got the train back to Rannoch station. Would that be right? Carreur. Yes, Carreur's beautiful. Very nice. Is there not a very nice tea room and restaurant at Carreur? Oh, that was bliss. Darlington Station's nice. Yes, York is nice. Carreur's out in the middle of nowhere. Well, Mrs. Landry, you could say it's in the middle of somewhere. It's the path. You can walk it round Loch Ossian from Carreur. Is it Carreur Junction? Same with Newcastle. Paisley Gilmer Street, says Lewis. Guys, we're wondering about the finest station in Scotland. Paisley Gilmer Street. David's followed us. Thanks, David. Fantastic. Absolutely. Now, who else have we got? Yes, says Mrs. Lannery. We're only up for a few minutes, guys, so bear with me. Lots of new videos for you. And I want you to get on. How's it going, brother Dinky-Doo Saul? How lovely to have you with us. Kilwinnie. Is that short for Kilwinning? Oh, there's Kilwinning, says Weezak. Weezak. Are you Weezak or are you Weezak? Hello, I'm from Johnston, Billy, a lovely part of the world to come from. Out of Johnston Castle. There we are. It was featured in Trainspotting. Which one? Carreur was. There we go. Who's given me a join my team? Thank you very, very much. That's very kind of you. Weems Bay Station's by far the nicest. I think so. It's Johnston Castle I'm from. Fantastic. Are you in the house? Round at the side there. I'm from Bayliston. Why do you think so many people are afraid to go independent? Because they don't understand it. You look at the half-wits that argue with me all the time when I put up facts. And they keep on arguing when these are facts. Just because you say it doesn't make it right. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't right. That's where they're so daft. They should be listening to McClue instead of argy-bargy when they know nothing. Mike says Carreur was in Trainspotting. Ah, got you, Mike. Good man. I'm from Kilmacombe, says Trezzy. Now, Trezzy, Kilmacombe had a lovely station, and I remember you could travel from Glasgow to Kilmacombe, and in the old days, back in the day, when McClue was very young, you could actually travel from Glasgow to Greenock via Kilmacombe. And you ended up at Prince's Pier in Greenock. How about that? Oh, yes, I'm not just an athlete, you know. I'm from Spain, says Karim. Thee. Yes, gracias. I'm from Kilmacombe too, says Drew. Very nice. I love Glasgow, the best city in the UK. Kilmacombe's lovely. It did. I went to school on the train. Did you, Trezzy? So did I. And you know, I went on the steam train. And it was the steam train you could get to Greenock to Prince's Pier. Linwood, I'm in Kirkcaldy, says SB3. Ken Kirkcaldy, SB. Ken it fine. We're in Fife there. The Forth Bridge is a spectacle. Yes, if you've got your spectacles on to see it. No, Scotty, I'm in holiday in Spain. Oh, I see. You're at the Hollybags. Gracias. Si, senor. Senor Karim is on holiday in Spain. Karim, of course, it's yourself. My brother used to watch the steam train over the garden fence. Trezzy, absolutely. I remember sailing from the Brunello in Glasgow to Dublin and back in the day. Mike, what were you on? I don't mean what were you on, you know. I mean, what did you sail on? Was it the Queen Mary 2? What went to Dublin and back in the day from the Brunello? That's amazing. There we go. It depends on how old you are. See, the original turbine steamer of 1901 was the King Edward, and she was retired in 1951, which is 73 years ago. So you'd need to be about 78 or 80 to have been in the King Edward. I'm 71. Wow, good one, Mike. You've done it for us. Amazing. My grandfather worked on the Kilmacombe line and won prizes for the best section. Trezzy, they took a great pride in their work, still do, the rail boys. Glasgow used to be big on the boats, didn't it? Massive. You're still on the radio, Billy. We're not on the radio at the moment. And you remember the day when they shot the golden goose and had to sell the station? The silliest thing I think that's ever been done in commercial world was taking Scottie McClue off Scott FM. Whoever was responsible for that. Shame. I know, Billy, because remember these great nights we used to have? Whole of Scotland phoning in. Scottie! Way! All the rest of it. The Highland Games in Nova Scotia, New Scotland. If you look on McClue's pictures, you'll see I've been the chieftain at the Highland Games. So there, I tell you, there we go. Never a dull moment, you know. What else have we got? Sharing, guys. Guys get sharing all the time. There's so much to talk about. So little time to do it. You're still a legend, Scottie. Colin, you're very kind. There we are. Absolutely. Stick that on your CV. You're kind to older folk. There we go. Devon, I'd love to see it in person. There we are. Very nice, Devon. I know Devon well. Kilmacombe was dry for years, and now the station's a pub. Is that right? Very strange, isn't it? Kilmacombe and the Quarriers Village. That's right, it was a dry place. Kilmacombe, you couldn't get a drink. There we go. And they've got a pub in Kilmacombe now. Fantastic. Karen Dinky Doo, lovely to have you joining us. And a very, very good morning to everyone. It's very nearly the afternoon. It's midday in 7 minutes. Love you, Scottie. Trace, thank you very much. You're very, very kind. There we go. Hello, Scottie. How are you doing? Manky Frankie Dinky Doo. Are you pleased with what Starmer's done so far? He's banned illegal oil mining in Scotland. Mrs. Lannery, I'm not pleased with anything that mob have done. How? I know we've had the dreadful, dreadful experience of the Tories, but how could anybody have voted for that mob? You know, I would have rather put Nigel Farage in, to be absolutely. A friend of mine is tossing the caber today. Devon McGee. I once witnessed the caber being tossed, and the guy got it up under the oxter on the shooter, and off he goes, and then he was back, forward, and he was getting a wee bit close to the crowd, and the announcer, the game's announcer says, ladies and gentlemen, we may have a health and safety issue here. He didn't want to drop the caber on the ground's heat, the crowd's heat. Good morning, Scottie. I hope you're dinky too. Willy Wonka, lovely to have you with us. Absolutely. I tell you. Now, guys, let's watch the half-wit Polly Friend Godoon the Swanee. Are we ready? Bye-bye, Polly. There we go. Fantastic. There we are. Wish the radio station would come back. You're talking. Karen, was that just not an amazing programme? Although I say it myself. But it was you guys that made it. That's why I can say that. Although my name was on it, Scottie McClue's show, just to let people know it was me, you know, the show was the people's show. And it was big, big stuff. Quarriers has all been sold off. William will be spinning in his grave. Do you know, Trezzy, I think William Quarrier was actually a Greenock man. And he started all the boys that were homeless and hungry. He got them doing boot polishing in Glasgow. And he ran a section for that. The SNP got hammering the other week. Labour's back, Alan. Labour's been in the, how can I put this? The political wilderness for years and years and years. And, I mean, to smile, the SNP got hammering her as if that's something good. The SNP have been in power for 17 years. And they've done a very, very good job with their hands financially tied behind their back. And this is what your dafties don't understand. Scotland gives all its income to Westminster. We give them £75 billion a year. They give us back £28 billion a year. Pocket money. So any time they say we've got money earmarked for Scotland, they're only giving us back our own money. We've made them that. That's why they won't let Scotland go. Trust me. Because we're a cash cow. And for you to be sniggering in a hint your horned, thinking it's funny the SNP get hammering. We don't want the SNP to get a hammering. Anyway, Labour will get a hammering in the next one. The SNP's made some mistakes. All political parties have. But the whole of politics has plummeted as a profession and as something that the people look up to. There's no doubt about that. How badly will England lose to Spain on Sunday? Well, they might get one of these throw yourself back and kick over the head goals. You don't know what's going on. Times are moving, though. TikTok will be the new radio. Mrs. Lannery, I firmly believe that. And I think if I was on for an hour or two every night at the same time, and that might come to pass, I think we would see a sizable audience, Because we had about 250,000 every half hour on Scott FM. Fantastic. Have you ever watched Tudor's Down? I have. Enjoy it. What do you think of Edinburgh then? We love Edinburgh, Jamie. Did you do Scotland moved from Shetland to Irvine? Well, Jock, you'll find that you'll not have such a rough trip if you're wanting to go somewhere. I think that was very wise in many ways. The SNP only got 130,000 votes less than Labour. I know, and a lot of people didn't turn out. A lot of people couldn't vote because Rishi Sunak had called the election when they were away on holiday in Scotland. And it was probably intentional. Chris has sent me 20 TikToks. You're very kind. I'm just going to have a wee slurp of water. Oh, that's lush. Sometimes, you see, if you're talking all the time, you can get a wee druth, a wee frog in the throat. Well said about the SNP, Scottie. Yeah, I'm not political, staff gal. I don't support any political parties, but which I shouldn't do in my profession. There's no need to. But I look for the good in all of them, and I certainly struggle to find the good in Labour, and we've been struggling to find the good in the Tories. So there we are. I think we're not getting the calibre of people through. And don't get me wrong, I've been asked to do it. Would I consider becoming an MP? So far I've said no, thank you. There we are. There was a large sailing ship on the Gryfe to train the boys for the Navy. A large sailing ship on the Gryfe. Tracy, what are you giving us here? Tell us more. Well said, Scottie, says Lindy. Is this right, Scottie, says Duncan? Of course it's right. There we are. Albert is the way. Well, they didn't do so well the last time, but I've always been a bit of a fan of Alex Salmond because he took on the whole establishment. And I think he shouldn't have resigned in 2014 just because we just lost the independence vote. Scotland could do very, very well as an independent country. I can answer all the questions right now. I don't know why the politicians don't. I can answer the monarchy. I can answer currency. It's that sort of idea. I can give you the figures. If we really did cost England money, they'd soon get shot of us. Absolutely, Willy Wonka, Scottie. When are you getting your phone in back? I know, Scottie, long time no speak, mate. How are you? Says Chris. We're very well. Is that why Scotland can't go independent? Yes, because they don't have the money. So when people say that, the SNP have wasted money. That's their own money, getting some of it back. The Tories have frittered 500 billion. 500 billion. So there you go. I tell you, nail on the head. So fantastic. Born in England, I've lived in Scotland for years. Love it with all my heart. Stefgal, thank you. And I've worked in England. I love it with all my heart. Beautiful, beautiful people. We need to not have that. During the Greenock Fair, the election. Tracy, I know. People are away. Do they not understand? People go places. If you're in Greenock, you might take a wee holiday in Dunoon or Rothsay, Tinnabruach, and you're not there to vote. That's very true, Scottie. Absolutely. Tracy says, at Quarriers. They're a boat at Quarriers. I love it. Thank you. I've never leave. I used to do a wee bit of voluntary work at Quarriers, but we're talking 50 years ago. And it was great. Fantastic stuff. Scottie, how are you doing? It's me, Ching Ching. Ching Ching, lovely to hear you. And I'll have to say Ching Ching for now. Scottie, what's your opinion of the SNP? Look, no organisation fires on all cylinders all the time. The SNP used to be seen almost like some kind of terror organisation way back at the start. But when you look at how they were formed, some very, very clever and distinguished people. Now then they had a split into the Scottish Covenant and things like that. There's always political splits. So what you've got to watch is that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater with a political party. And people dedicated their lives, the McCormicks, John McCormick, Neil McCormick, people dedicated their lives to get total respectability for the SNP. So there we go. And then some people turn up and throw it all away. Alex Salmon did a fantastic job. Absolutely. And they've tried everything to get that man out. And he's done a wonderful job. And he took on the establishment. A bit like, different politics, but like Nigel Farage is doing now. Yeah? He's breaking up the system that's ripping the mince out of you and me. So there you have it. So the SNP, they've governed us for 17 years. Financially, they've had their hands tied behind their backs. And they've done a wonderful job. So there you go. It's estimated by the Good Law Project the Tories spent 300 million per day during their time. Yeah, frittered it, wasted it, rifled the till. Yes, Alex was the reason I went SNP. I believed in him with a passion, Scottie. Was that when Quarriers had the swimming pool? Do you know, I think it was. And a crowd of us used to go. And some of the boys from Quarriers came with us camping in the summer with the scouts. Pardon me. Dupree says, SNP who were a bunch of crooks. Dupree, are you balancing that with the complete honesty of Tory and Labour? Are you telling us that Labour have never ever told you a lie? Because if you think they haven't, they're telling you plenty now. I'll tell you that, just watch. Mark my words, I have no agenda. I'm not political at all. But I can tell you right now, when it comes to telling a few porkies, I think you'll find the Tories really excelled themselves. So don't be giving me bunch of crooks and all the rest of it. Obviously, there's stuff going on we can't talk about at the moment, but there's no evidence at all of any bunch of crooks. So you need to stop saying things like that because it's simply not true. All right. So there we have it. And, have a look. I mean, just have a look at the lies that were told. Look at the proroguing of Parliament during Boris Johnson's time. See how truthful that was. Speak to your friend Pinocchio. There we are. Scotland's loss, absolutely. Scottie McClue, no way. The number one from Hallam FM. Hallam FM, fantastic and dinky-do. Hello from Cornwall. Paul Glover, lovely to have you with us as I live and breathe. Spot on, Scotty. Absolutely, Martin. You'll only get the truth from me. You'll not get opinion necessarily. You'll get nothing political. You're just getting the facts. Yes. Now, who have we got here? I was in the Women's Junior Air Corps in Kilmacombe with lots of Quarriers girls in it. Fantastic, yes. Afternoon, Scotty. Afternoon. I tell you. Thanks for your time, Scotty. Have a lovely day. I'm off to work. Listen, we should all be off to work. I tell you, my time is for you. And that's why I pop up. I don't pop up as much as I would like to pop up. But guys, have a really good look at all the TikTok videos because they're made with love for you. And get onto the YouTube channel. You'll see the link up in the TikTok bio. It says Scottie McClue YouTube. Go on and subscribe. Watch some of the movies. I've put some movies up for you. So there, you have a lovely day, staff gal, and stay fabulous. I tell you. It's the corruption across all the parties that ruins it. So there we are. I believe. So there we are. Salmon and Farage are not. No, very, very straight. So there you go. And it's easy for idiots to shout out and call people things when it's just not true. I tell you, we love you, Scotty. You're so eloquent. Trezzy, you're very, very kind. You're very elegant as well. And I can tell you, Kilmacombe, Loch Winnoch. Yes, indeed. And who have we got at Kilmacombe? We have the wonderful St. Columba's School. And what else have we got up there? We've got the Duchel and the Naps. And we've also got the old Birkmeyer Mansion. Yes, the Birkmeyers, wonderful people. So there you are. I won't tell a lie. I miss Ruth Davidson compared to Douglas Ross. So there you are. Well, Mrs. Lannery, there we go. Is he not... are they not all out now? I'll check up what the score is. I tell you. There we are. Oh, I think that's my flight getting called. That's at landing. Right, I'm going to have to go in 6 minutes, guys. Chris has just joined us. Lovely to have you with us, Chris. And Dinky Doo. They made her a lord. She was too much for them in London. That's right, she's a lord. Well, a lady. Yes, she's Dame Ruth. She's a lady, isn't she? What's your favourite Buns poem? To a Moose is pretty high up there. I have to say. What else have we got? To a Moose and Tam O'Shanter. A long one, but what a great story. Oh, scarce had Maggie rallied when out the hellish legion sallied. Tam roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant, all was dark. St. Columba's, yes, Maggie Birkmeyer Mansion, that's right. Is that mansion, now tell me if I'm telling you the truth, is it got a square tower on it, an Italian tower in the corner? The old Birkmeyer Mansion. There we go. And I think the original Birkmeyer Mansion was what became Broadston Hospital. And then it went on fire. Am I right? Or am I talking nonsense? Help me out here. Agreed, to a moose. I mean, just that. Oh, we slick it, coor and timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in the breastie. They needna start a war sae hasty, wi' bicker and brattle. I would be laith to run and chase thee, wi' murder and prattle. Turned over a nest with the plough, There we are. Safe journey, guys. I like Ode to a Moose. Yes, indeed. Oh, there's so many. I mean, the address to the haggis. Fair for your honest, sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, aboon them all ye tak your place, pinch, tripe, or thorn. Weel are ye worthy of a grace, as lang as my earn. Where's the radio legend himself, user 870? I lovely to have you this afternoon, Scottie. Afternoon, Tim. I'm in Amsterdam. I've been in all the special cafes. They were very nice, Mrs. Lannery, I tell you. So there, you must get quite a buzz. Now, who else have we got here before we dash off? Mr. Scotsman has just joined us. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I have 3 more minutes. Then we've all got to go. It's 12:12. It's 1212. I tell you right now. What if I could take a picture of that? And I'll go. You always cheer me up, says Tim. Tim, thank you very much. That's part of the reason we like to get together, because we all need a bit of cheery up, I say to you. Too much negativity going on at the moment. But there we go. Now, Thomas has joined us, and Tina has joined us as well. Afternoon, Tina. Dinky Doo Scottie. I can remember hearing a story. It was the RAF, and they were going on a flight, and they were in the mess, and the cook was a sergeant, and Tina was her name. And she asked one of the pilots, did he want fish and chips? And he said no, he didn't want to, flying with a big fry up in him. So he sang her a wee song. He said, "Don't fry for me, Sergeant Tina." There we are. Lovely Captain Scottie. Thank you, Dinky dear. We all have different political opinions, but we all band together to have a laugh. Mrs. Lannery, absolutely. And we can air our political opinions, because I say, I have no agenda. And that's very refreshing for people to be able to say what they think, and we can discuss it. Is it a good idea, or is it not? You see? Boom, boom. Absolutely, Tim. My surname's Bean. I've done my ancestry and originate from the McBean clan. Yes, absolutely. And I enjoy watching Mr. Bean. No relation, I don't think. What do you think of the legislation of marijuana? I think, Mrs. Lannery, we're not needing any of it. I think as a country, and this will not be popular, but we could probably dump alcohol. We could dump tobacco. We could dump all sorts of drugs. I'm sure we could, and just have a nice life, and stop giving money to other people. I like eating jelly beans. Yeah, well, I do as well, I mean, you can see that. Agreed. How did you do in the Euros? How did I do? Well, I wasn't personally playing, but I think I could have probably done better than one or two of the teams. So there you are. Yeah, absolutely, Darth. Yeah, get rid of all the drugs. We don't need it. It's just your money is going to somebody else. Why would you do that? I would say to every druggie on here, get yourself clean and don't spend a bean. How's that for a caption for my anti-drugs campaign? Get yourself clean and don't spend a bean. What's the meaning of lang may your lum reek? Well, lums used to smell of thick smoke, and that meant you could afford to put on a good fire. There's a line in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice when the vicar says how big the fireplace in the big house is. And he says, Ah, so her ladyship's fond of a good blaze then. It was a status symbol. And if you, got a good blaze going, smoke belching out the chimney was your lum, and the reek was the smell of the smoke. Edinburgh used to be called Auld Reekie because it was full of smoke, probably wood smoke in those days. So lang may your lum reek, long may you do well enough to afford to keep warm and have a good blaze in your fire and lots of smoke belching out your chimney or your lum. I think it was made legal. It would get rid of the black market, could be distributed. Well, what you could do, although they'd probably tax it. So there you are. But what you could do is you could cut the price down. So you could go into a shop and say, could have 20 reefers, please. And they go, yep, £1.50. There you go. And that's it. And then people might decide to chuck it, because if it's not illegal, then why are they doing it? You know what I mean? Because human beings like to do something they're told not to do. So there you go. But if people started saying, I couldn't give two about you. Scottie, wife and son, off to Kylie at H Park in London. Scottie, wife and son off to Kylie. Yes, Kylie is on at Hyde Park. Is that right? The government would tax it heavily if it was legal. Well, they would try and do that, but people might start to chuck it. And, I think we have to think, if the government bring in a tax and we don't like it, like the window tax in the early 1800s. So that was where you got daylight robbery, because you had to brick up your windows to save the tax. You still see it in older tenements at the side, a big stone bit where there was a window. So I think the people need to start saying, no, we're not paying that. So stop using the commodity. Yeah? Now, what have we got here? Martin Dinky Do, lovely to have you with us. Guys, it's time I was away. I said I was going away. Hello, just joined Chuck what? Chuck drugs, illegal drugs, because they're no longer of interest if they were legal. We are lobbying, but it's not working. Well, that's because it's not suiting the government. You see, if you look back at history, the opium trade in China and Hong Kong, that was the British wanting to keep the Chinese drugged. Yeah? So they allowed it. So you had big financial and banking interests came off the back of the opium trade. There we are. So you had famous people that were just naughty boys. Okay, thanks. Already done that. Good one, Gail. Scottie, do you live under a toadstool at the bottom of Dingley Dell? I do, Gillian. That's my second home. So I might get taxed on the toadstool. I also live during the week with the squirrel. So I go in the big door, he goes in the round window above. Are you really that posh? Saffron, what do you mean posh? You know? When have I ever been posh? I tell you. Love you, says Gillian. Dinky do. Scottie, did you vote? I couldn't vote because I wasn't anywhere near my polling station. And I think Rishi would know that the Scots wouldn't be able to vote. You talk like your female guy, Ken. Is that who you're talking, Milguy? Well, there you are. Well, you must have been in Milguy to know how people talk in Milguy. I tell you. Now, what have we got here? Now, that's a shame because voting is so important. Well, it is, Mrs. Lannery, but I think Labour got put in by 20% of the people. So there you have it. That shows you what you're saying there. So you can't say anything about politics, Scottie. Well, I could talk about politics all day long, but I'm not political myself. Yes, I know a lot about it. I've studied it for 50 years. World affairs, yes, geopolitical stuff. There we are. Scottie, I hope you're well. No, we can talk about the lots, no bother, but it's just I won't be biased. I'll be giving you the truth and not an opinion. Another sip of water for me, for McClue. Oh, that's lush. I tell you. You could stand as an independent in the next Scottish election. Well, the only problem is with that, Pablo, is I might well get in. The last time I was asked to stand, the papers were on my case right away, going, "Scottie, are you going to give us the first, refusal on that one? Our hung parliament's more democratic than overall majority." Yeah, but you've got to work out why you've got an overall majority. I think the whole voting system needs to be overhauled because it's not serving us. How nice a time did you have, be honest, with the Tories in charge? How nice a time did you have before that with Mr. Blair's mob in charge? How well did you do financially? Yes, so there we are. Now, CBD experts, who can't handle the truth? So if you study politics for 50 years, you should have postal voted then. Yes, I suppose I could, but it was a time getting organised. I mean, everything happened very last minute. First past the post has to go. It's not properly proportional. Yes, we need proportional representation. I tell you. The system's broke from last week's results. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're in for another few years of nightmare. Think you do? I haven't heard your name since you were on the radio many moons ago. Well, you're hearing it now. Think you do, Scottie? It's Tom here. Tom, how lovely to hear you. Marvellous, I say. Brexit was caused by first past the post. 4 million UKIP votes didn't matter in a general election, but made some difference. Well, no, you see, there were too many lies told. I put it up last week, and you'll see it in the TikTok videos, right? I actually put up the brochure. The government suggests that we remain in Europe. Now, we've got a problem with Europe now. Scotland did not vote to come out of Europe, of course. 61% did not vote to come out of Europe. But we've got a problem with Europe because Europe has gone very political and less economic. The UK begged on bended knee after the Second World War to join the European community, the common market. And it was Charles de Gaulle, General de Gaulle, the president of France, that said, "Non." That's my flight going. Said no. So you had a problem there. Eventually, we begged on bended knee to be part of Europe. And that was very good for us. We've eaten well, our shelves were full, French cheeses, French wines, beautiful butter, all these lovely, lovely things from the European economic community. And now it's become very politicised. And you've got big people in charge who are not there as public servants. They're there to rifle the till. That's dangerous. Okay, so that's the stuff. So Brexit was bad news. You have got a point there, Scottie. Ian, I've always got a point, because I'll just give you the truth. Don't worry, Scottie, I'll be okay in Sussex. Sussex by the sea. We love Sussex, Graham. So me and you could talk all day about politics, all day and all night, Ian. Yes, absolutely. People used to say, when you leave Scottie McClue's flat, you're intellectually mugged. Northern Ireland, absolutely, Harry Dinky-Doo. Scottie used to listen to you on the radio years ago. Get back and get them telt. They'll no let me tell them at the moment, because they're no wanting somebody to tell them, because it's too near the truth. Who's been the worst Prime Minister in your lifetime? Was it Maggie? Maggie was very, very, very bad for the country and very bad for Scotland. And she took all the money out of Scotland and took it to London to make herself look better. I think Gordon Brown, but then he hadn't been left much. Somebody once said to me, what did Tony Blair leave for Gordon Brown? Because they were hinting nothing. And my answer was, and the Scots will know what I mean by this, a full chanty. A full chanty. Check that one out, those of you who don't understand what a chanty is. I do, Johnny. Do you live next to Glasgow Airport? No, I'm actually sitting next to another airport, I tell you. Happy with the Labour Party now in? Absolutely floods of tears every day from dawn till dusk that they're in. But I felt the same when Blair got in. I drove through the night from Hallam FM in Sheffield to my house in Edinburgh, and I arrived at 5 in the morning, Lord Reith, the Labrador, and we got in and we watched the election, and then we watched John Major have to try and get himself through the traffic. I don't know what happened this time, but I think they should still look after the outgoing Prime Minister and see that they get through the traffic all right. And then Mr. Blair turning up to see the King. There we go. Yeah, they're there for themselves. Well, this is it, Ian. You talk nonsense, says Bobby. Bobby, you just don't understand what I'm talking about. You're a very, very, very common denominator, Bobby. I have to tell you. Oh, you talk nonsense because you don't understand. It's too much for you. There's too much intellect in it, so I'm talking nonsense as far as you're concerned. This is a very common thing. Instead of doing that, Bobby, if you wanted to improve your life, you should say, Scottie, I need you to explain to me because I don't understand. That would be better. The other one that people put up is delusional. As soon as they've done that, they've lost their argument. I tell you, what's going on here, guys? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go. I popped up for 5 minutes. I've been up for 52 minutes. So I don't talk nonsense, Bobby. I talk fact. I talk very high-level stuff. And you've got to run to keep up. I think that's what's going on there. Yes, the elite globalists moved in. Well, elite just means till rifler. Do you think you'd place yourself in the centre-left of politics? I think I'd probably place myself on the centre. But you see, I don't do lefts and rights. I do what's good for the people. That's all I'm interested in. Couldn't give two about a left or a right if what's good for the people is the one. So if I said to the Labour Party, do you have anything at all that's actually good for the people? Any wee tax cuts or anything at all? Give me that. And I say to the right-wingers, do you have anything at all that would help the people? More policemen, attending robberies, a bit less this, a bit less woke, all that. I'll use that as well. So that's the problem I've got with politics. The politics are set up on a fairly false basis, and I'm somebody that wants to tell the truth. So I would never be particularly popular with the political class. Do you see what I mean? The so-called establishment. Are you happy with the Labour Party now? No. Of course not. A silly question. There we go. Do you support the SNP? I don't support any political party. That's what I've just said to you. But I do want independence for Scotland because London's not fit. Westminster are not fit to run Scotland. They're just taking our cash. Maggie built Canada Wharf with Scottish oil. Of course she did. There we go. They were sold off Scottish assets that were worth millions and millions, sold them off cheap to a company that her husband was involved in. SNP want taxpayers to pay for asylums, free bus passes, all that. Well, somebody's got to pay for that. I don't mind that, Connor. And Scotland has to be repopulated if it's to exist as an economic entity. It was depopulated by social injustice, and now it's being repopulated through social justice. We just have to watch we don't get the crims in. But we've got room, and we can always build on a bit more. I felt the same, Scottie, when Blair got into power. Not now. What would you call your party if you were to create one? I think it would have to be the People's Party. Yes, but not a lot of woke lefties and not a lot of reactionary righties. So no lefts and right. The People's Party. Hi, folks. This is what we're thinking and doing. How does that sit with you? I've spoken to big business. I can get the money. Hi, folks. This is what we're doing. I'm going to have to ask you to pay a little bit more tax, but I'm doing free bus pass. I get the children out of poverty, free school meals, breakfast clubs. Let's get the next generation well and truly looked after, and the last generation, let's get them comfortable. Let's get them warm. Let's get them happy. Let's get them enjoying their retirement. Let's give them a living wage. If you work out with all the cost of living and to the extent to which you're being screwed down by the government, or were screwed down by the Tories, and I shouldn't imagine Labour will change much of that, right? Have a look at that, and you'll see that you're actually, about 20 grand. The pension's 11. I've got to go. I love you guys. Take great care of your beautiful selves. Thanks for joining me today, and you can watch this on replay. I tell you. So there we go. Now there's Martin shouting, Lizzie's in a box. Well, Martin, of course. The lady was 97. So all I would say to you, Martin, is learn to sing God Save the King and learn to have a bit of respect. All right. Dinky do, everybody. Ta-ra, lads. Love you.